Hello, everybody. Welcome back to, I guess, another episode of E&Ftv, but with a real twist, as I'm sure you can see from behind me and from these devilish-looking things in front of me here. So this week, we're actually starting a mini-series to just bring a bit of comic relief to the industry. We thought instead of doing another webinar or another talk about hotels reopening or whatever, we just thought we'd have a bit of fun, bring some industry leaders on, and get them crying, get them whimpering about some really horrible hot sauces. And who better to start it off with than Rob Paterson himself, CEO of Best Western. So Rob, thanks for joining us today.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me on. This is the first webinar I've done with chicken wings, and I love chicken wings, so I'm happy about that. It's a good start.
Fantastic. We haven't tried them yet, so we'll see what your opinion is further into the show, I suppose. So yeah, right. So with regards to I suppose what we've got next to us. So obviously we've got our waters, right? We've got our water, we got our milk. Because of everybody, all these comments saying in the boxes that we need milk, and I've even got some kitchen roll to help with any wiping of the eyes, just in case, because I really don't want to get any chili sauce in my eyes. So how it's going to work is we're going to ask basically a question, and we're going to eat a wing. So we're going to start with the wing and then go into the question. Okay. Every time we ask a question, it's going to get a little bit hotter. And when I say a little bit hotter, these two guys at the end, they're pretty damn hot. I don't think I've ever had to ask this as well on an episode of E&Ftv, but just in case, Rob, we just need to try and keep the swearing to a minimum. Okay. So I suppose, yeah, there's going to be a lot of beep beep beep. So brilliant. I suppose let's kick it off. All right. So the first one we've got is the sriracha. Okay. Pretty mild as most standard things go. So let's go with it, I suppose. Oh my god. Okay. I think I might have gone a bit heavier with this one. Okay, so that's not too bad.
Oh, takes a while.
Yeah, right. It climbs up on you, doesn't it? Right? Oh, man. Okay, so just for some context, guys, I marinated these literally the night before, and then for some unknown reason to me, I decided to put a little bit more on just before I put them back in the oven today. If that's anything to go off, and it's going to get hotter. Okay. Remember, Rob, don't touch your eyes.
Your complexion slightly changed.
Mate, my complexion changes when I answer the phone. So so this is going to go from pink to red to God knows what. Okay, first question. Is imposter syndrome a thing?
Do you know what? I think anyone who started in revenue management around the same time as actually I worked with Mike Haywood, very well, in revenue management, and it was probably early 2000s when the internet was sort of just starting to take off, and revenue management wasn't a thing, and for me, nor was imposter syndrome. But I think when revenue management took off, it was almost like there was a situation of almost an arm wrestle for control. There was like this relinquishment of control that needed to happen at an operations level, and it wasn't necessarily about control. Actually, it was about just trying to get the best results together. But it was a bit of a struggle at first, and so for me personally, I really I didn't know what it was called. I'd never heard of it, and I did research later on in life because it sort of played in my mind a little bit, and it turns out imposter syndrome is something that started in 1978, which is the year I was born. So I feel like it was. I was born and destined into being in imposter syndrome, but
sure,
it's more deeply rooted than just a relinquishment of control. I think over time, for me, it's about getting over imposter syndrome is accepting that you had a role in your own success, and that you belong, and that you have a right to be where you are, and I think that takes time to develop. But yeah, it was certainly something for me that played on early in my career in revenue management. I think a lot of people who had a revenue management career in the early 2000s will relate. But you've heard the joke about the imposter and the nuns, right?
No, go for it. Go for it.
So three nuns go up to heaven, and they meet. They died at an unfortunate accident altogether, and they're in their outfits, and they get up to the gates, the pearly gates. St. Peter's there, and he says, "To make sure that none of you nuns, 3 nuns, are imposters, I need to ask you a question about the Bible. And if you get that question right, the bells will chime, the chorus of the choir will sing, and the pearly gates will open up." So okay. The nuns are like, well, you know what? We've read the Bible. We know what's going on. We're pretty confident about this. And so St. Peter says to the first one, "Nun number 1, are you an imposter? Or can you tell me who the first male was that God created?" And she said, "Adam." And the church bells rang, the choir sang, the pearly gates opened up. No imposter. And then the second one steps up, and St. Peter says, "Can you tell me the name of the second person, first female on earth, created by God?" And she says, "Eve." The bells chime, the choir sings, the pearly gates open up, and in she goes in. And then the third one's standing there like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble because I don't know the third person, and I don't know what's going on. So she sort of leans forward with the head down, and St. Peter says, "Can you tell us who the third person was that God created?" And she had her head down. She says, "Oh, wow, that's hard." And the bells chimed, and the choir sang, and the pearly gates opened up, and in she went.
Yes. I love it. Love it.
There we go.
Yeah, love it. Love it. Well, obviously, as we laugh, we've got to move on to the next one, right? So the next one, cayenne pepper. Okay, let's give it a go. Here we go. There you go, bone. That one's all right. That one's okay. I felt like the first one was worse.
Yeah, same.
No, it's got a linger.
It's got an afterburn, hasn't it? It takes like a couple of minutes, and then
yeah,
and then it starts.
Yeah. Okay. Oh god. Oh god.
It's this false sense of security, and then it's like,
oh, they just creep up in you. Oh, okay. All right. 1 second. Oh dear. Right. Okay. Pinnacle of your life so far. Go.
Pinnacle of my life. So picture this, right?
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm going for the war.
Oh.
I'm crying. I'm crying.
The year 2000, summer.
Yep.
Oh, Sydney Olympics. I was in Sydney, right?
Okay.
And this day it was like 28 degrees, sunny. And I was with a group of friends in the morning. We all met up about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay. And there's this beautiful walk from Coogee Bay to Bondi Beach. It's about 6 kilometres. It's along the rugged edge line of the Sydney coastline. And you've got a couple of like little spots along the way where you can stop and have some drinks, buy some drinks. So as a group of mates, sunny day, beautiful day, Sydney Olympics. We started there. We walked from Coogee Bay right round to Bondi Beach, stopped 2 or 3 times for some drinks. We get to Bondi Beach, and it's beach volleyball on Bondi Beach. The stadium was built on the sand. It was fantastic.
Oh,
so
amazing.
Get there, 28 degrees, come inside the stadium, take your seat. Drinks are served to you. Crisp, cold beers are served to your seat. And in front of us, it's outdoor stadium, of course. In front of us was a Brazilian group of fans who had brought all their brass instruments in. So you had trombones playing, trumpets, and all sorts of stuff going. It was a fantastic day. So I would have to say that pinnacle of my life so far, and I'm glad you said so far.
Yeah,
is that day, and and the pinnacle's still to come, hopefully.
Yeah, no. I'd say that's exactly what I want to say so far, because of course we've got a long way to go. Yeah, we've got a long way to go, but that does sound like a pretty damn good damn good point in time. I was going to say, I was just trying to finish my sentence there. My tongue is on fire. So let's hope we can get to the pinnacle of your life going forward, if we can get past this guy. Okay, so next one is, let's take a look, the bird's eye chili. The infamous bird's eye chili. Thai chili.
Thailand, right?
That's right. Yeah, bird's eye chili from Thailand.
Ooh.
which means it's going to really kick you. Okay. Okay.
That's an afterburn.
Okay.
Taste of food, isn't it?
Oh. Okay. Okay. Woo. Okay. Don't cough. For God's sake, don't cough. Okay. What makes Best Western Best Western?
Oh, this is. Hang on 1 second.
Yeah. My eyes are watered. My eyes are watered.
Oh gosh, we've got 4 to go. You know, when I was marinating these, you know when you chop onions?
Yep.
And your eyes water.
Yep.
When I was marinating these, I don't know if you've ever cooked with like I don't know, paprika or something like that. It gets in your throat. Yep. When I was marinating these, not even cooking them, marinating these, I started to get I was coughing.
Yeah.
Because it was irritating my throat. It's strong. It gets in the air.
I started sneezing from the kitchen, and my girlfriend was like, "What have you already tried one?" I was like, "No, I'm just marinating them before I put them in the oven." So yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And I think my lips are going incredibly red already, as my cheeks are. Okay, so what makes Best Western Best Western?
No, Best Western is it is all about independence, and I think. Best Western is a place where any hotelier or hotel owner can express themselves freely. You know, whether it's design or procurement or whatever it might be. Of course, there are some brand guidelines, but they're far more flexible than any other brand. So, I think that's one thing that sets Best Western aside, and that carries on into the commercial terms as well. So, it's far more flexible in terms of the length of terms, length of contracts.
Right.
And then also in terms of the royalties and costs is far greater. So I think that allows that independence to flourish, and the governance of the company. And this is one of the really important critical points, is that our board directors are all made up of hotel owners, Best Western hotel owners. Yep. So it's truly by hotelier for hotelier. So the decisions are made in the best interest of the hotelier. I think that's what makes Best Western Best Western.
Okay, I like
I'm
that.
Still
I like
struggling.
That. When you were talking, right, I started feeling my lips sort of curling up on themselves. But no, again, it's great to hear that the board members themselves are actually the hotel owners. You know, they're the hoteliers themselves, which is, I think, so important, because they're really going to understand what it's all about and where they want it to take it. And I suppose having somebody like yourself at the helm to drive it the way that the business wants to go, right? That's your job. It's you to sort of, oh my God, take people where they want to. Yeah, take people where they want to go. It's just at the back of my throat. Okay, okay. Next one. So, now we're getting serious. Okay, so we've got the habanero.
Mexico.
That's it. All right, so we're going to habanero. Woo. That's actually all right. That feels, unless it's going to creep up on me. That feels less than this guy. This guy really.
I agree. I think Thailand's been the hottest so far.
I was going to say, it's either Thailand or actually the first one for me. The cayenne was a bit of a kicker, but the bird's eye one. And I think this one is actually a little bit nicer to us, almost a bit fruity. Oh God! Right. Okay. Okay. So what?
Unless our tongues are becoming insensitive to it, our taste buds are becoming insensitive to it.
I was going to say, when we get down to this one, I think we're hardly going to be able to feel our faces. Finish this sentence. Weekends are good for
sun, sport, and friends.
Sun, sport, and friends. Okay.
And chicken wings. Do you know what? I read an article last week on social listening, and it was capturing words on that people put on their posts, about what they want to do after lockdown. And what do you think the number one thing was that people want to do after lockdown?
I don't know. Meet up with friends, I guess. Go for a drink.
Yeah, I would actually said the same thing. That was number 3, believe it or not.
Really?
Number 1 was pampering. Is the most talked about thing on social media.
Wow.
So this is only where it's talked about. So it may not be fully reflective of, but where it's been talked about on social media is pampering is the number 1 thing. Number 2 was eating out at a restaurant.
Of course.
Number 3 was meeting up with friends for a bar. Number 4 was festivals and gigs.
Of course, yeah.
And guess what number 5 was?
Going on holiday?
No change.
Really?
I mean, what? I guess some people, like quite a quiet lifestyle, staying at home and chilling out and Netflix. And, if you like that sort of thing, then.
Yeah, I suppose. But I was not expecting that. I was thinking go on a holiday because that's what I'm thinking of. Oh, my God. Yeah. I feel like I'm on holiday right now with the heat I'm under.
It's hot in here, isn't it?
It's getting that way.
You've got a beach in Greece.
Oh, my eyes are watering. Okay. All right. Next one. Scotch bonnet. Now, this is a slightly, if you can tell, guys, this is a slightly different change of color right now. And
Whoa.
I don't know if it's nicer or worse, but I guess we'll find out. So I suppose, Rob, cheers, Scotch bonnet. I'm not looking forward to it.
Off to the Caribbean. Oh. That's a lot more instant. Oh.
Yep. Oh, man.
Oh. That's quick, that one. Oh.
I'm going from the water to the milk. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty instant. Okay. Okay. Woo! Okay, so if you weren't obviously in the UK, and for anybody that doesn't know, if they haven't realized by Rob's accent, he's obviously Australian, but if you weren't in the UK, where would you be? And why? God.
Not in Jamaica.
Not here.
That's a good one. I come from Australia, of course. I live down in the Pacific, and I've seen a lot of of Asia, the Asian continent. I've been to Africa, but only North Africa, and I've now spent a bit of time in Europe. So for me, it would be the North America. I would love to spend some time out in North America, Florida. I like a tropical, warm climate, so probably down in Florida. So let's see. Okay,
all right. I think anybody that knows me, if I wasn't based in the UK, I would definitely be based in Bali.
Would you? Have you been?
Yeah, so I traveled around Bali with my girlfriend, and we went through obviously the coastline of Bali, and then we went up to Ubud, to the north end of Bali as well, and then hopped. I imagine you being Australian, you've probably been to Bali, right? At least a few times.
You know what? I've never been.
No way, really?
I might be the only Australian who's never been.
I was going to say, we saw more Australians there than anybody else for obvious reason. I think it's a 2-hour flight. Yeah. They literally just hop over, don't they? And then we sort of traveled a couple of different islands around Bali as well. The one place we didn't get to go to was Lombok, which is another set of islands. And I think it's actually classed as a different country or different part of Indonesia anyway. So we're definitely going to do that next time. But if I was going to be based anywhere, it would be Bali.
Yeah, right.
No shadow of a doubt.
I've heard so many great things about it, but I kind of, as an Australian, I'm like, wow, it's almost like going for a holiday on the Gold Coast. There's so many Aussies there. Yeah.
This is it. And I got to say, if I was Australian, I'd probably say the same thing, because it is literally a 2-hour flight.
It's like Benidorm for.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just a lot better, a lot nicer, and a lot more cost effective. Anyway, the next one, and this is where these are the two that I was really worried about. And this is the first one is the scorpion pepper. Oh God!
We're still in the Caribbean. You know, we're in Trinidad now. My best mate is Trinidadian, and I've
really?
been out a few times. And we were on the beach one day, and he said they have this thing bacon shark, so it's like a baked bread roll and shark, and then you fill it up with those salad and you put your sauce on it. There's a yellow sauce there. So this looks good. Poured it on. He said, "Oh, slow down on that." He goes, "That's really hot. It's Trinidadian pepper." I said, "Yeah, it's fine. I love hot food." And I literally had to jump in the ocean when I finished taking one bite out of this. So I'm a little bit nervous about scorpion pepper.
I was going to say, I've got a similar story just before we eat this one. And I want to give myself a break. My dad actually was in Mexico, and he was on one of these sort of boat tour type things. And they gave you lunch while you're on them, right? And it was a really hot day, as you would assume in Mexico. And there were cold beers and all the rest of it flying around. And then there were these sort of dishes all placed on this table in the boat. And one of them was this sort of bowl, and it was full of cucumbers. And he was like, "Oh, a really refreshing sort of cucumber salad." That's what he was thinking, right? These things had been sitting in a bunch of chili for God knows how long. And he ate about 4 of them before he'd realized, because they were cold. And his head almost looked like it was going to explode. And he was literally, I've never seen my dad like this. He was like, "What? Oh." It was one of those things where you wouldn't ever know until you've already got 3 or 4 behind you. And then it's just like, it's too late. It's too late.
The Mexicans on the boat would have been having a field day. They're probably still telling that story to their families.
I was going to say, look at this weird old Brit just about to take a load of this cucumber and watch his reaction. But anyway, next one, scorpion pepper. Let's go. Let's go. There we go.
Oh
God. Oh my God.
You might need those. You're gonna need those beaks in a minute. Oh, that is serious.
That's instant.
Oh.
And for anybody that might be questioning the veracity of the sauces, I made sure that we picked some good ones. Oh God. Oh my God. Rob, wow. Whose idea was this? Okay, my nose is running. My eyes are tearing up. Okay, but we must continue. Okay. So are you okay, bud?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh
wow,
that seriously.
That sticks around. Okay. By the way, from what I understand, this is about between 500 and this is about 500 to 800,000 on the Scoville, whereas a jalapeno or a jalapeno is only 5,000. So that puts that into perspective, guys. Oh God. Okay. Okay. So if you were going to go up in a hot air balloon for about 2 hours, who would you take with you? And trust me, right now, I would understand if you would say not me.
Anything other than hot right now?
Say again.
I don't know if I can think about anything hot right now.
Oh God. So yeah, I would understand if you didn't want to take me after this. Oh God.
One moment.
Oh God.
When it hits your throat, because on the outside of your mouth you can deal with the burn. When it hits your throat, it's like almost dry reaching.
Honestly, as soon as I had it, I had to cough, which is honestly the worst thing.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hot air balloon. My answer for this one might be a little bit typical. Who would I take up an hot air balloon? I would take an American president. Which one do you think?
Which one do I think? I doubt Donald Trump. Or is it Donald Trump?
No, but not.
Who is it? Who is it?
No, I take Barack Obama for sure. For sure. I mean, listening to that guy is just he's so poetic. And I'm sure he'd have some incredible stories. So, although Donald Trump will probably have some really funny ones as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd be as entertained as Barack Obama.
Yeah. To be fair as well, if you've ever heard, if you've ever heard Barack Obama sort of talk casually as well, there was a brilliant interview that I watched with David Letterman, and it's on it. It was amazing, right? That whole the
one on stage, yeah, it's good.
When you breathe out, it hits you.
Yeah.
So yeah, on stage, so it's like needs no introduction or something along those lines. And the interview with him on that was absolutely amazing. And you see him talk casually. My God, my eyes are going. And just so nobody thinks I'm lying, look, the sort of marks are there. And you see him talk casually. And you just realize how down to earth, but how in touch he is.
Yeah. And
also his sort of sense of humor. That always came across. If you ever saw, because I watched, what was it? The press, they always do these like press dinners. Oh, yeah. And where they sort of roast
his last one, the Press Association, where he dropped his.
Yeah. I just thought that was so amazing. So no, I love the answer.
Yeah, I mean, he always carried himself with so much dignity, and he always was respectful, and he must have gone through some incredibly trying times where it would have been difficult to maintain that, and he's come out the other side. I mean, what a fantastic guy, and then what a contrast.
Yeah, I know, right? I know the absolute polar opposite. But I was just trying to think of who, if I was going to take someone in a hot air balloon, who would I take? Who would I take? Do you know what? Oh God, that's a good one.
If you talk, the David Letterman one, you're talking. Did you see the one with Jay-Z?
Yeah,
that was also very good, and I probably that was probably my favorite one of all the David Letterman series.
Do you know what as well? And I'm not the biggest. I'm not.
I think I'm coping a little bit better, actually.
You are. You're better at Spice than me. But Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah,
that one was brilliant, and I think that was one of the first ones I watched. And obviously, Robert Downey Jr. has got he's had such a difficult background, and it's been such a journey. But to see where he is now, and it sort of visited his California. It's not even a farm. It's almost like a sanctuary.
Yeah.
He saves animals and sort of keeps them there. And it was amazing to see. And he's so eccentric. He's awesome. So, yeah. And do you know what? Sorry, I'll probably take him on in a hot air balloon. I imagine he's got some incredible stories from back in the day. I'd say him or Russell Brand, one of the two. Right. Okay, so the last one, and this is the scorpion pepper. So again, to put this into perspective, if you look at the Scoville scale, this is actually at 1 million. So this is not going to be very nice at all.
The one that made me sneeze, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, I was going to say we've got two options here. We go for it, or in true homage style to the original series, which was Hot Ones, where they put the final sauce, they put a little bit extra on the end.
Shall we?
Now it's up to you. Do you want to do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
You're already up for it. For God's sake, I was hoping you'd say no. Okay, let me move this one out of the way so people can actually see what I'm doing here. Okay, so
that's too much.
How much? Oh no! What? All right, fine.
All right.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
For anybody looking, there it is. Oh, it's actually dripping as well. Oh God. Whose idea was this?
Ready?
Okay. All right. Okay. Ready, go. That one creeps up. That one creeps up the idea. So for anybody that is curious, it's climbing around here, and it's oh God. Okay. Last question. Last question. Hold on. Okay, so last question. What's the best advice you've ever been given to date? And it probably was to drink milk.
Your bottles are emptier than mine. I think you might have put. Is just.
I was going to say, anybody that's going to watch the series as well, they're going to see these slowly. Oh God, going. Oh God. Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, best advice you've ever been given.
Oh, 1 second.
Oh.
Oh. Oh gosh. You know, it's amazing how a chili or a sauce in this little bottle can completely mess, not with your mouth, not just with your mouth, but with your brain. I can't even think to answer that question.
Yeah. It's the funny thing was, right? So I didn't even feel it up my tongue first. I felt it back here. Right? And then it sort of crept forward.
Yeah, it is.
And
my tongue is now on fire, and the roof of my mouth is on fire.
Yeah. So, hey, wasn't this such a great idea? Oh, God, I can't even finish my sentence. Wasn't this such a great idea?
Oh boy. So
we don't want to scare the next person off, because you got to nominate the next person on.
So, best advice. I don't know. I'm not. Probably the best advice I should take is to listen to advice, because sometimes I just don't register and don't listen. So maybe I should listen to some advice and not come on and do a chili.
No, I like it. So you
so stay humble. Stay humble. That's my answer. Stay humble.
Stay humble. I love that one. That's something that I try and practice quite a lot, actually. And a lot of the industry have actually continued to almost. It gets me to reinforce that, because I always come back to the fact that I really wouldn't be. I don't say doing. Oh my God, I wouldn't say doing this, but I wouldn't be doing what I love doing for myself, for Edwards and Finn, without the support of the industry themselves. Oh God. And it's brought me to this point. So for that, I hate all of you. So yeah, I completely agree with you. Stay humble. I like the one about actually listen to advice, taking in that advice rather than just sort of listening and sort of letting it go out in one ear and out the other. I can't even talk straight right now. I suppose one last question, which we hadn't really spoken about, is, I suppose with so much going on in the industry right now, what would you say to everybody who are watching this, are having a bit of a giggle, have a bit of a laugh? What would you say to them to just try and stay positive, or sort of the future stuff? What would you be saying to anybody right now watching this that's, finding it pretty difficult and they've found this to cheer themselves up a little bit?
Don't do a webinar with chili sauce like this. Do you know what? I love the ethos of Captain Tom.
Yeah,
Captain Sir Tom, who said tomorrow will be a better day, and it's so true that no matter what's going on today or what's happening around us, there are better days in front of us, and we just got to stay focused on that, because if you get stuck dwelling on the negatives, it's sort of a downward spiral, isn't it? So you kind of got to hang on to that hope and and focus on that and stay positive.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. Okay, guys. So obviously that was the Edwards and Finn Hot Wing Challenge. It had some real nasty little guys in there. I could use another word, but I'm not going to. Still with me. One thing I wanted to do is let you guys know, anybody that's got to this point, is that you can be in to win actually a box of hot sauces of your own. All you need to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, comment down below which sauce you thought was either the funniest to watch us take, or which one you would actually prefer eating. So comment down below. So make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, comment down below, make sure you like, and also go over to our Instagram page and make sure that you are following us on our Instagram page as well. Once you've done all those things, I'll be going through the comments. So please make sure that you type in there as well that you have subscribed and that you are following the Instagram page. And I'll pick somebody at random and we'll actually send you a box of hot sauces. So please do comment down below, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow us over at Instagram. Rob, this is the point where every senior commercial person in our industry should, or anybody in our industry, to be fair, should now be worried, because now you have an opportunity to. It's sticking. It's sticking with me. You have an opportunity now to choose who you're going to nominate to do the next one.
It's kind of like I don't know about you, but it's getting to the roof of my mouth. And it's just now just burning the crap out of burning a hole in the roof of my mouth. But anyway. mine is the two ends of my lips. Mine
hasn't
hit the lips yet. Oh, I'm nervous now.
I'm crying. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah, go on.
All right. So this person I'm going to nominate, I've known this person. Actually, I first worked with this person in 2011. So anyone who knew me in 2011, you better start being concerned. And process of elimination, you know that game where you put the thing on your head?
Yes.
It's a lady. So if you're a lady and I knew you in 2011, you better be concerned. And and Sally Richards, you better get your milk ready because you're up next.
Oh no. Oh no, it's Sally. Okay, Sally, we will be in touch, and you can thank Rob for that one because I had nothing to do with it. So Rob, I want to say a huge thank you to you for taking the time out and being brave enough to step up to this, because when I contacted you about it, honestly, I wasn't sure. But hey, thanks very much for taking the time and joining us today.
Pleasure, my pleasure. Thanks for having me on. It's been a I'm not sure if I how to describe the experience, but
and guys, thank you so much for tuning in with us. It's been a real fun-packed journey, I suppose, from one end to the other. And as I say, be in to win that box of hot sauces. Do everything, obviously, we said just a moment ago. And Sally, I'll be in touch. Talk soon. Thanks, Rob. Bye-bye.